Let's first talk about inverse operations. An inverse operation is an operation. Inverse operations are opposite of each other and they undo one another. So the inverse of addition is subtraction. The inverse of division is multiplication. Hopefully you remember order of operations. Whenever you're doing order of operations, you go in this direction: parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So we go down, and we do that to, when we solve equations, we're going to do normal operations to check our work. But to actually solve, you go backwards. So to solve, I go this way to solve the equation. So that would be the undo. So we are undoing the equation, we're solving it, we go backwards. Example 1, what's happening here is that the 6 is being added. So we are going to do subtraction to undo the addition, because the inverse of addition is subtraction. So let's subtract 6 from both sides, and I get D equals -1, and then box your answer. On the next equation, it's a -1 out in front, which is actually, I know you see that plus sign, but it actually means it's being subtracted. So to undo the subtraction, I would do addition. So we're going to add 1 to both sides, do my balancing line. So m equals -10 plus 1, which is -9. This is a fraction which actually has two things going on. It's being multiplied by 2 and divided by 5. We'll get rid of the bottom of the fraction first. So that division by 5. To undo that, I'm going to multiply. So we'll multiply by 5 on both sides. And I'm doing it in parentheses to show multiplication. So when we do that, 5 divided by 5 is 1. So these cancel out. And I get 2m equals 10 times 5, 50. Now I see 2 times m, so I'm going to divide by 2 to undo the multiplication, and m equals 25. This is a normal kind of two-step equation. First thing, I'm going to draw my balancing line. You need to undo the addition first. So that we got to get rid of the addition first. To do that, I'm going to subtract. So subtract 13. And we get 2w equals 34. Okay, now we have multiplication. 2 times w. To undo that, I'm going to divide to undo the multiplication. Since the inverse operation of multiplication is division. Divide by 2, and you'll get w equals 17. Two things happening in this. You have r being divided by 4 and also subtracting 12. You have to undo the subtraction first by doing addition. So add to undo the subtraction. Add 12 to both sides. Whenever we solve equations, what we do to one side, we have to do to the other. So notice I always say to both sides. R divided by 4 equals 7. Okay, now we have the division by 4. That's what that bar means. R divided by 4. To undo that, you're going to multiply. So let's multiply by 4 on both sides. Again, me putting it in parentheses like that is just multiplication. 4 divided by 4 is 1, so goodbye. And r equals 7 times 4, 28. Fantastic. Okay guys, these are fun. You've got x plus 3, all of that over 4. When you see one like this, please, first thing, put parentheses around the top part. Parentheses, when we solve equations, parentheses comes last. So I know you see plus 3, but you can't get rid of that yet. So we'll deal with the parentheses last. We're going to multiply to undo the division and get the parentheses by itself. So we see division by 4, we're going to then multiply by 4. Okay. Again, 4 divided by 4 is 1, so those are gone. New equation, x plus 3 equals 44. And now we will subtract to undo the addition. Sorry, my handwriting is terrible. I need to get a new stylus. And you get x equals, wow, 40.